Good morning for this Tuesday, July the 4th, 2023. This is Mr. Bilota for our Career Studies online course, GLC 2.0, Section 25 and 28 inclusive. I'll be your online facilitator slash teacher for the duration of the next 4 weeks. Please consult your email found on top of the D2L screen with the envelope. You should check your emails daily regarding news and updated information regarding our learning goals and expectations for the course. Those of you who are not familiar with D2L, during our time online, we will be using the portfolio tool, which I'll explain shortly, the purpose of this tab and the features that come with it. You will be using the content tab frequently as you will read and complete course expectations and daily tasks leading up to your due dates. All due dates are listed in the course calendar, which I'll show you shortly thereafter. You'll be using the assessments tab, which contains the Dropbox where you submit your coursework throughout the next 4 weeks. The Dropbox also has deadline dates listed to the side, which I'll again highlight and show you during this tutorial video. The communication tab is also vital because it's the link to your announcements, as well as discussions, which you'll get a mark for completing. And the very first discussion you have today is to introduce yourself and choose a significant quote about some inspiration or motivation regarding the future pathways and career that you plan to take. And believe me, there's thousands of quotes that you can research and select. Be brief. You don't have to write an essay, but a select quote that highlights some significant um, success or pathways that people in the past have the wisdom to share with us. You'll be using the announcements frequently during the duration of the course. As I said in the previous email that I sent out last night, you should log in at least once a day, not only for collaboration but virtual attendance. Attendance is somewhat going to vary with everyone because this is an asynchronous class, meaning that you can work in the afternoons or the mornings, whatever's um, easier for you in terms of your summer schedule. But of course, you do have to acknowledge the due dates. Okay, so I just ask as a courtesy that you log in at least once a day so that I know you're there and that you're completing work. But of course, the Dropbox and the due dates will monitor our progress as we collaborate and get through the next 4 weeks and the learning expectations. With all courses, even face to face or online, we do want to acknowledge the national anthem, our daily prayer, and as well as our land acknowledgement. So please use your self regulation and responsibility learning skills to listen and pay respect at the start of your workday. Do take the time to listen and view the Career Studies introduction. There's some important information that you should listen to and at least acknowledge what the purpose of the course is about. But of course, your assignments will do the same. As all the announcements are open as of July 4th, you can take the time to schedule your weekly tasks according to um, the goals that are set on a daily basis. I'll try and send you an email every day to highlight what you should be working on. But of course, the course calendar does that. I'm Mr. Balata, as I mentioned, and you can read my personal message. And yeah, that's me with my late father, who passed away in 2019. And so, one of the reasons I love teaching the careers course is because my dad was a proponent for and of education, despite the fact that he only had limited opportunity to go to school. and graduated with a grade 5 education, but nonetheless, he used other skills to progress during his time here in Canada. So, no, that's me. Give it a read and make connections where you can. I like to use various media resources, and you don't have to watch, any films that I suggest. You consider, but one of them is Ralph Breaks the Internet. Being that there's so much significant today, especially living in 2023 in Canada, and the importance of um, technology in our everyday lives, and how it changes not only our daily lives, but also our work lives as well. As you've seen from the pandemic, post pandemic, many people are working from home these days. Not everyone, but the internet does have a significant impact on the way the economy and employers and employees do collaborate on a daily basis. So give it some thought where you can make application to your everyday lives. Okay, so the announcements are there to provide resources and give you additional ideas when you're working on your assignments. Here's one about health and well-being that you'll pursue in one of the assignments forthcoming. Units 1 to 4 portfolio tools, a number of graphic organizers and personal assessments that you should complete and submit with some of your assignments, but as well complete these assessments and upload them to your portfolio, which I mentioned earlier on. Your portfolio is part of your culminating task, or ISU. You'll need to acknowledge that there is no final exam for careers. There never was, and I don't think this year we're going to have a final exam. So your ISU assignment or portfolio task involves units 2 and 3 online, which I'll show you the link that you need to work on eventually. But you should go to this website that I'm going to forward to you for units 2 and 3 via TVO Ontario. And by completing the online assessments and taking screenshots of the assessments and uploading them to your portfolio will be evidence of your learning throughout the course. Okay. So the announcements are all open. I haven't put restrictions on them. That doesn't mean you have to do everything at once. Nonetheless, do your best to peruse the announcements and the resources that are provided. It's important that you complete the discussions throughout the next 4 weeks, because, like I said, you will be assessed and evaluated on completing daily discussions. And if I just click onto the tab and wait for the computer to process, I'll show you where your discussion posts will be. Just waiting for my computer to digest. Okay, so you'll see the discussions. There are about, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 discussion posts that you can complete at your own pace. But of course, they'll be due by the end of the course, inclusive. And the first one today, as you see, 7 students have submitted so far, is just a brief description of who you are, your goals for the course, and what school you're from, as well as a quote that explains or motivates you, perhaps in wanting to pursue the pathway that you're going to explore and eventually work towards. Okay, so these can be done at your own schedule, but keep in mind that the resources are in the announcements. For example, I'll put a music or a song by Alessia Cara, which you'll notice it will be in the announcements. You can listen to the song and briefly describe the significance of some of the lyrics when it comes to um, understanding what careers and personal goals are all about. And some media resources, some film do this. Music lyrics mention it from time to time, and hence, I want to know what you're thinking by being able to communicate your thoughts. You may want to, well, you should comment on my personal message in the discussion forum, as well as the video from Steve Jobs, the movie scene Pursuit of Happiness, and the changing world of work, as many students in Ontario and families are encountering with regards to changes in the curriculum, STEM being one of them, and where not only our course curricula keeps changing, but also our economy is trying to align with education, and our education is trying to align with the economy at some point in juncture in our lives. Very important feature of the course is understanding the basics of financial literacy. And so there are modules in your content section where you're going to be working. So let's go to the content and look at what exactly you should spend some time reading and acknowledging how to use this course. You'll find the course syllabus and tips for success, and note to parents. And your parents and guardians will collaborate with me, and I will collaborate with them during the next 4 weeks, midterm being one of them scheduled. But of course, the power of email. As I send you an email, I can also send your parents and guardian the same notice. So keep in mind, this is a collaborative community, and we'll do our best to provide each other with constant feedback and progress reports. Nonetheless, everyone has access to D2L, so you can see your grades and feedback throughout the course. Okay. The content itself starts with Unit 1, determining the destination. You'll notice that there's asterisks that mention midterm. So the first, assignments 1, 2, and 3 will most likely be reflected in your midterm grade in the course. So each assignment comes with learning goals, the content that is required, and the actual assignment itself. Sometimes the links provided in the resource could be broken. If that happens, don't panic. Just send me an email, or find a substitute using the World Wide Web. Okay, but we don't have too many issues with that. But from time to time, technical glitches do come our way, and we'll resolve them on a daily basis. Okay, so go through Unit 1 because there are some deadlines this week. And for that, you can check the course calendar that should pop up on your end. And for me, it's right here. And anything that I've submitted as an important date will be highlighted in your course calendar throughout. As you can see, the blue dots will indicate what is due and what's forthcoming during the next 4 weeks. Okay, I usually have deadline times of 4 p.m. Some students will be given additional time because of IEP requirements and learning accommodations. However, as an online course, we do our best to try and meet goals, and collaborating with me is important if you do need additional time. So please um, find yourself, uh, you know, giving me notification if you need additional time to complete some learning goals in the course. Okay. Going back to the content, we have Unit 1, as I said. Units 2 and 3 also have an assignment about life. It's all about balance and the changing world of work. Okay, so go through each of the requirements and learning goals. And of course, Units 2 and 3 lessons. Only. This is referring to the link that I've provided to you, and you can open it in a new tab. And we're going to use TVO Ontario units 2 and 3 as part of your culminating work online. That means that you have homework in this course, and I want you to complete units 2 and 3 inclusive. As you can see, 2.1, beginning my search, 2.2, 2.3, and 2.4. And this requires students to use the World Wide Web, log in, read the modules, and try certain assessments. They usually refer to your notebook. And of course, some of you will be working out of a notebook. Some of you will create a digital notebook using Google Docs or word processor. And anytime you are asked in this module or these modules to complete a task, demonstrate that. I have students who will, take screenshots of the work that they complete in units 2 and 3, or take screenshots using their phone of their notebooks and uploading evidence of their learning to their portfolio. Okay, so there's additional work in this careers course because it's relatively new, and partnering with TVO Ontario and using their modules for units 2 and 3 inclusive will give you abundance of resource and opportunities and perspectives to complete the learning goals in this course. So you'll see that from time to time they ask you to read and comment on this module, and you can type out your answer and even take a screenshot. I'm using a Google Chrome laptop, and to take a screenshot, you can essentially download a snipping tool, or on your computer, you can take screenshots of this area and upload to your portfolio as evidence of your learning. Okay, I know it seems quite abundant, but you have daily work to do, and as an online course, I'm going to be available from 8 to noon as my office hours, and I'll check emails once a night at 9 p.m. so I can provide you feedback for the following day if you have any inquiries about the course modules. Okay. So take the opportunity to complete the little assessments throughout the readings. Consider the modules as up-to-date information about careers and this careers course. And take the opportunity to reflect where you can and demonstrate this work in your portfolio. Okay. So here's another example of a notebook. In your notebook, write about what specific strategies you will use when looking for your next job. Think about this. Create a Venn diagram, communicate your thoughts on paper, be it digital or not, and uploading evidence of this thinking to your portfolio throughout. Okay, so units 2 and 3 via TVO Ontario will be part of your ISU summative work in this course, and there's 4 lessons each, which will represent 30% of your final grade because there is no final exam in careers. Okay, going back to the final unit of study. Is about financial literacy, and this is probably one of my favorite parts of the course, where you'll be asked to not only read the modules and complete certain tasks, but also coming up with a budget, costs that you will incur after high school or you need to consider, and of course the risks of borrowing. Financial literacy is very important as we embark on our journey and pathways in life. And of course, as an adult, and a father of 3 triplet girls at the age of 4, and my eldest daughter, who's 8, we're constantly using financial literacy to make headway with regards to everyday life. Okay, so your parents work for certain goals, and of course the world of work is a dominant theme in this class, and you have to start thinking about these important questions and issues regarding the economy, and what you read in the news or what you listen to with regards to the economy on a daily basis. I like to use BNN, Business Financial News, or any business news channel in Canada that will make connections to a variety of courses, including geography, environment, and of course, math. That's why the financial literacy component has been embedded in the careers course, because It's very important to understand the rising costs of everyday life, costs of borrowing, the risks of borrowing, as well as the fact that we've had dominant issues regarding the pandemic affect the world of work. And we need to acknowledge what these are. So I think you have a lot of work for the next 4 weeks, but scheduled a little bit at a time, and finding your due dates being very important. When you complete an assignment, keep in mind the Dropbox. Some students already have completed some of the work and have submitted it this morning. Okay, so kudos to those students who are demonstrating initiative and working on their way to achieve and complete these learning tasks and goals. You'll notice that July 7 is a due date, July 10, July 12, 17th of July, the 21st, the 24th, and your ISU My Budget is due on July 27 at 4 p.m. Now, this is just a working list of term work, but as well, there's discussion posts that you should look at completing daily. And of course, your culminating exercise that refers to your portfolio as well. Portfolio tool is simple. It asks you to upload evidence of your learning. It could be, for example, everyone in the course has a profile embedded in the portfolio tool. So, for example, if I were to impersonate Jaden, Jaden could add to their portfolio by simply adding or dragging and dropping a Google Docs or word processor document or PDF. I like to use the news on a daily basis. Sometimes students will, get the attention of daily news events and upload that story to their portfolio because it's linked to some theme or learning expectation in the course. So don't be shy about doing research and inquiring about significant questions regarding careers and pathways, because the questions are definitely more important than the answers. We can find the answers by researching these days, but the questions are specific to each and every one of you as learners. Pursuing a different pathway altogether. So, the portfolio is a dynamic culmination tool that is going to be different for everyone based on your interests in terms of careers, but it's also a reflection of the work that you do and the evidence that you upload as part of units 2 and 3 inclusive. Okay. So I think for now, that's all I'm going to say in terms of you logging into D2L and finding yourself using these 4 tabs mainly. You'll see that there's also a grades tool, and once I've completed marking assignments or tasks, I'll provide feedback using a custom rubric, and you'll find that the weights of the course are 70-30, so 70% term work, 30% ISU, no exam. And so I think many of you will find that this course is an opportunity to achieve great success, and planned carefully and collaborating with me will allow student success to flourish. Okay, so let's give it a try. It's day one, July the 4th, 2023. It's Mr. Bellotta signing off at noon today, and I'll continue to collaborate with students, especially my roster. As it updates during the next few days rather, I'll be in touch with you by email. I only use D2L email. I don't use any Google or any third-party email servers. So please do your best to collaborate via D2L. And if I do send parents and guardians an email, it'll be through the TCDSB SIS system, which has your contact information. But until then, enjoy this hot week in Toronto and throughout the Greater Toronto area, and wishing you all the best success and good luck. And I hope you enjoy the course for what it's worth, and not only a credit, but as an experience about the start of pursuing your own careers in your own lives. And so let me leave you by saying, um, enjoy the course, and I'm looking forward to reading your posts and assignments. Have a great day.